the fuck is this?
Hey there. Okay, so real quick, popping in some more of my Kraken because this shit is delicious with some milk. And yeah, you know, we'll be working on tomorrow my She-Hulk finale, since it was probably, well, not probably, easily the worst fucking show on television in 2022. And
Your show sucks.
as I've always said, I am not a big fan of plagiarism. I don't plagiarize other people's stuff or copy other people's shit. So in the link for description, there's a person out there called Melanie Mack. Don't know Melanie. I follow her on Twitter. Think she's pretty funny, and her butter videos are kind of strange, but she made a video about this, and I can't help the fact that I want to make a video myself as a parent, as somebody who hates She-Hulk, and just, I think, a fucking decent human being when you read articles like this, which is, I guess, shock to nobody since this show is god-awful, and, you know, these people have no fucking sense of awareness, and don't even get into the comments section right now.
It's horrible.
So the She-Hulk director wanted to make a sex-positive show kids could watch, and my first reaction to the headline is, 1 second.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so let's get into this bunch of bullshit, and, well, I'm not going to be, like, angry or ranting or anything like that, just, try to be as calm, cool, and collected as I can be, talking about something this fucking stupid, and it's also 2022. I'm not shocked to read anything like this, but, okay, enjoy the intro. Okay, excellent Kraken. So right here, a history of breaking the fourth wall gave Marvel and Disney Plus's She-Hulk attorney at law permission to break pretty much any rule in the established MCU. I would debate that all day, because breaking the fourth wall, like say Deadpool, talking to the audience, being self-aware that you're a comic book character in a movie or something, or even a comic, is different than just rewriting the entire script for an already shitty show. So,
not exactly the same.
Now, the director, Kat, here, was telling Polygon that was Tatiana Maslany's take on Jennifer, that she wanted to, at least not in human form, without a ticking clock villain premise pushing her in every direction. Okay, Marvel got to explore superhero-dom in a totally unique way, and they didn't. The thing I always loved about this show were the smaller moments and being able to see a superhero coming home and kicking her shoes off after a long day at work. Okay, fair enough, that's, you know, like many characters, that's why I always liked
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man felt like an average person, and just, you know, he was working crappy jobs and tired all day. And
just like me.
Now she cites Ant-Man as one of her favorite Marvel movies simply because it has the little kind of peaks at normal life. Okay, sure. Now she was thrilled to stage Daredevil hallway fights and the momentary season finale brawl between Hulk, Hulk King, Abomination, and She-Hulk, which was fucking terrible since it was pointless. It was like
fucking waste of time.
And a fucking pointless scene to a pointless character arc and a pointless fucking television show.
Garbage.
Thanks to a loopy schedule, was the first scene she actually shot for She-Hulk. She was excited to take the series to uncharted places in the MCU, specifically the bedroom. Okay, fine. I mean, yes, She-Hulk sleeps with every guy that she comes in contact with, basically, except for Pug, because
he's a gigantic pussy.
At this point, I mean, she hasn't slept with her cousin Bruce, but I mean, when it comes to Disney and these people in 2022, it wouldn't shock me if you guys made a character arc where she was trying to sleep with Bruce.
Fucking freaks with no souls.
We always felt like there was a fear around sex and the idea of sex positivity, she says.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
So it was our job to keep having the conversation. We wanted to say, look, she's a woman in her 30s navigating modern life. Sex is a part of that story, and ask, how far could we go?
That's really a stupid question.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, a character, Tony Stark in his 30s, Peter Parker in his 30s, anyone, man, woman in their 30s, sex is a part of life. We get that. But the question is, how far could we go? I mean, it's PG-13, technically. It's not rated R. This isn't The Punisher. This isn't softcore porn. It's technically directed towards teenagers, even though your character's in their 30s. But Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, they're all targeted towards teenagers. I mean, technically, but okay.
I'm just being honest.
I know it's something that's very important to her, the idea of sex positivity and kind of smashing the rules when it comes to women and the way that they're perceived.
Are you sure?
A lot of the conversations about sexualization in the show came from Tatiana, and we're with Tatiana, which, you know, surprises nobody. But it's just funny right here. With a resume littered with character-driven comedy, recent gigs include It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Okay, I love Always Sunny. Support that show, have for the past decade. Not made for kids, the characters are vile, horrible, whatever, racist, bigoted idiots. I love them for what they are, but it's not targeted towards kids.
You're not for kids.
No surprise that her favorite moments in season 1 was teeing up with a classic rom-com moment after Jennifer and Matt hook up. I love filming the little scene at the end of episode 8 where we get to pan across their superhero suits. It's an homage to the tropes of the early 2000s rom-coms where you pan
Not funny.
across clothing, but this time it was batons and helmets. Yeah, okay, no doubt it was. It was still a shitty episode, but rom-coms aren't targeted towards children.
Duh!
In fact, most rom-coms are rated R, and okay, what? Because it just gets really funny right here. She-Hulk is easily one of the horniest shows currently streamed on Disney+. Yeah, something to be proud of on Disney+. I mean, why not put on Hulu or something?
It's not hard.
And for that, one of the most refreshing. She says that her goal was still to deliver a show that could play to the broader, youth-skewing Marvel audience. The director says, She-Hulk is the first show she's ever really worked on where she was receiving voicemails from 9-year-olds.
That's creepy.
Begging to hear what happened next. And I'm going to stop you right there. My sister won't watch the show because it's fucking terrible, but my nephew just turned 12, and I wouldn't even tell my nephew that's 12 to watch a show. But you have 9-year-olds watching a show about a woman in her 30s who literally every episode gets drunk.
I'm an alcoholic.
Treats men like shit, tries to murder people, like how she tried to, kill Matt Murdock in episode 8. She did. She threw a fucking car at him. But her character arc is just keep sleeping around, and the only time guys find you actually important or attractive is when you're a big 7-foot-tall green woman. And but you want this to be positive to 9-year-old girls. Okay, so the premise is as you get older, just always be unpopular, be uncool, and just bang random guys while getting drunk every day. Okay.
It's a pretty inspiring message to the kids.
There was a great responsibility. Yeah. And her friends and her parents and friends who normally didn't watch Marvel movies were hooked on She-Hulk. I'm sure they were. So we want to make it realistic and about a woman navigating sex, but also making something that everybody can enjoy, including children, because there's an element of the show that's really fun for young people. Okay.
Are you shitting me?
Now again, I don't have grandkids. I know I will one day. My friend Carlton, when I show him this, he has a wife. They have actually grandkids. These kids are anywhere from 5 to 9 years old. I prefer them watching like Lilo and Stitch or something, like or The Little Mermaid and all kinds of like G-rated or even PG-rated shows that are targeted for kids, including children. The term children can be, subjective. I mean, I have a 15-year-old. Technically, he's a child to me, but he's also 15. I have no problem with him watching an R-rated film because he's 15. He's seen it in video games. But targeted towards children is anything from 5 to 9. I wouldn't want a 9-year-old or a 6-year-old watching a show, again, about a woman who turns green, tries to murder people, and gets drunk every fucking episode and just sleeps with every guy that, is nice to her. So
You just fuck anything! You just fuck anything!
I'm not sure what kind of body positivity or what you're trying to get out there. And it's really fun for young people. What is? What, the horrible fucking CGI? The character arcs where she's bitching to her cousin. Just, how Matt Murdock embarrasses her in fucking court and she's a goddamn terrible lawyer. And for the most part, a terrible fucking person.
You're a terrible person.
If you want to make something targeted for young people, watch like the 97 X-Men, watch Gargoyles, watch even, Spider-Man recently was on Disney+. I forgot the name of it. There's been a million Spider-Mans. Watch even Batman the Animated Series. There's plenty of, young people cartoons and even young people shows they could watch, and this isn't one of them. Disney recently had Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night has got a shit ton of blood and gore. Definitely feels like an R-rated show, not targeted for kids. Not even just taking the sex away, but the violence aspect and the gore. And I wouldn't have a fucking 8-year-old watch a Saw movie.
Obviously.
The element of the show that's really fun for young people, such as what? The fight scenes are goddamn terrible.
It's the choreography.
Okay, what's wrong with the choreography?
She-Hulk creator Jessica Gao and the rest of the writers didn't think just outside of the box for Jennifer's debut. Yeah, they smashed their way through it. So is there room for her to return elsewhere in the Marvel Universe? Of course there is.
We all need to suffer.
Two of the things that really stood out to me from this season were Jennifer and Bruce's chemistry.
How fucking stupid are you?
Jennifer and Bruce's chemistry, holy shit, really? What show are you watching? And Jennifer and Matt Murdock's chemistry, where she tried to kill him, because Charlie Cox was just, You know, fuck, I'm surprised the guy didn't need back surgery from carrying the weight of that bullshit episode.
The burden is a heavy one.
And okay, I know that Daredevil has an 18-episode show coming out, and after seeing what you guys did to him in episode 8, not looking forward to that shit at all.
I'm going to ruin him.
I could definitely see our She-Hulk appearing there. Oh yeah, that's gonna work out really well. And then there seems to be hints that there might be in some Hulk movies. Oh boy, yeah, because, you know, it's great to see a Planet Hulk at the finale without actually seeing a Planet Hulk. And they introduced his son Scar, and
Look at the mess of my boy.
I could definitely see She-Hulk joining Hulk in whatever adventures he's going to go on next. And, yep, the next project is an episodic reimagining of the Spiderwick Chronicles for Disney+. And she said, of course, she says she'd absolutely come back to helm more She-Hulk.
Go. And never come back.
I have a very eclectic resume because it really is about connecting to a character and never about genre. And I found She-Hulk to be one of the most collaborative experiences of my life. And we're done. So,
You listen to me, asshole.
I love The Punisher. I love Deadpool. I liked Hugh Jackman's last film, Logan. These were R-rated characters and they weren't targeted towards kids.
Do you understand?
Not every character should be targeted towards children. You know, Deadpool is awesome. He's not made for kids. Punisher is as well. And Deadpool, you know, can sleep with anything or anybody he wants because he's Deadpool. It's what he does. Punisher flat out murders people. You know, it's just, he's not, I mean, sure, there probably could be someone out there who's given their 8-year-old Punisher figurines, and I would say that,
Well, maybe you shouldn't.
it's not the target audience, and not every comic book character or comic book movie or story has to be targeted towards children. I mean, we do have a rating system. You know, this is why we have G, PG, R, even MA, and even fucking video games. You know, I like it when kids could play, like, you know, games targeted towards their demographic. I play games like Dead Space. You know, I play games like whatever. I mean, I could be here all fucking day. Doom. You know, like, there is a difference between that and, like, I don't know, freaking, or like Ratchet and Clank. It's there's a reason there's rating systems and shit. Not even taking, I mean, Grand Theft Auto. Do you have a fucking 8-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto doing sex scenes with these characters beating up hookers? Maybe somebody does because you're kind of a sick fuck, but I just wouldn't want my 8-year-old to be playing these kinds of games. You know, now that he's 15, yes, the past few years I'm letting him play more mature games. I'm watching more mature films with him, but I'm not watching any film that has hardcore sex scenes that are rated R. It's creepy as fuck to watch that kind of shit with your fucking 15-year-old. It's even creepier to watch it with an 8-year-old. And
It's disgusting.
I don't know, it just seems like this is the gateway of, like, you know, Hollywood in general already has a very big history of doing stuff with young children and child actors. And check out Corey Feldman, for example, and Corey Haim. Let's not get into that bullshit. And boy, not long ago was fucking Ricky Gervais calling these guys out about, you know, someone named Jeffrey Epstein, for example. And, like, yeah, it's why you're so obsessed with a sex show with children. You know, it's like, okay, I mean, if you make a new show starring whoever, I mean, Moon Knight wasn't, but just take Moon Knight, for example. If Moon Knight is rated R and sleeping with random women every episode and getting drunk every episode, that's fucking fine. But don't say Moon Knight should be targeted towards children. And
It's pretty obvious.
I can go on and on, but I'm low on fucking time, as always. And yeah, so check out Melanie Mack. Yeah, Melanie Mack, she's adorable. I'm stuttering because I'm just rushing out of here and checking the watch as always. And yeah, let me finish this, get back to work, and I don't know, this just seems really creepy as fuck. It does, and I'm not supporting this kind of shit. I mean, this show is garbage as it is, and why target it towards children? Now, there's a way you could make a She-Hulk show targeted towards kids, even a Hulk show. I mean, I used to watch, you know, the Incredible Hulk show that had Lou Ferrigno voicing him, and even not that long ago, they had the Hulk Agents of Smash, and She-Hulk was in that. It's fine. You can have them toned down and watered down for certain demographics, but, you know, like even the current, the Hulk run of the Immortal Hulk. The Immortal Hulk is pretty fucking, like, graphic. It's pretty violent and almost like a horror comic, which is fine. I wouldn't want 8-year-olds reading Hulk when, like, you know, he's getting torn in half and stuff, and he's assembling his body, and just, again, there's so much stuff that doesn't need to be for kids. Even Daredevil. I love the Daredevil Netflix show. I will eventually review it. I've watched all 3 seasons with my 15-year-old. Would I want the Daredevil show to be watched by a 6-year-old? No. And I fucking love that show. I wouldn't want Luke Cage or Jessica Jones when, you know, they're sleeping together and they're having sex all the time. Like, they're not made for children. It's simple as that. So whatever. It's, you know, it's I couldn't hate this show any more than I already fucking do. And these people behind this show, thank you for giving me one more reason why to tell my family, my friends, and more people out there while we're not going to keep watching your garbage television. So, yeah, one last message. If you want to make a She-Hulk show directed with sex positivity towards kids, well, one message for you.
Go fuck yourself.
So yeah, sorry I'm ranting. Checking time. Let me finish this. And Pull Up Bender, you know how it is. Thank you for Melanie Mac and my boy Luke. You'll see it, Luke, for sharing me this link. And fuck these guys. But let's get out of here.
This calls for a drink.
Oh, one last thing. Whenever I upload to YouTube, there's a section where it says, do you recommend this for kids? Don't recommend this for kids. Even my channel, I wouldn't recommend a 5 or 6-year-old based on my language and my sexual innuendos and the comedy I do. I don't recommend even what I do to children. Teenagers, yes, and above, but no. So not even my stuff I recommend. And yeah. But, you know, anyway, I'm like these people. I'm done. I gotta head back to work.